Students, once again welcome back, and today directly we are coming on a topic that is mentioned over here. It is what? It is motion and time. So now you should keep in mind few simple facts about motion and time, and then one by one we will analyze your various queries or questions. After the video you can post them. So what is utmost important in this particular chapter? That is time. Now why I am saying time is very important? You should keep one point in your mind, that you cannot control time. Only God can control the time. So whenever you are plotting the graph, or whenever you are trying to analyze the motion of any object, you should keep in mind that the clock is keep on moving. Nobody can stop it. Fine. Now consider the motion of a car like this way, motion of this dinosaur. This is something that we can assume because now dinosaur does not exist. And the flying motion of this honeybee, I think. And this is one device that is known as the time measuring device. Ancient time it was used, and this is again, this photograph is also depicting one ancient time, you can say time measuring device. This is somehow known as the solar clock, sundial, like that. So this is the starting of this chapter. Now you should remember few aspects. Number one is speed. Fine. So here very clearly we mention that movement of an object in a unit time is called its speed. So you can say we will give you the formula, but not like that in particular this video, but in other videos. So this is known as what? This is speed. Fine. Then speed is the distance covered divided by the time taken, and then this is the you can say formula in terms of words. We'll discuss the formula later on with some questions, or you can say numerical problems, very simple numerical problems. Those will definitely give you some in-depth idea. Now this flying you can say object, this is known as the drone nowadays. It is also showing you the motion in air. It is you can say it is moving in forward direction just because of these three you can say rotors. Fine. So this is depicting again what? That is motion. Then non-uniform and uniform motion. So if the speed of an object moving along a straight line keeps changing, then its motion is said to be non-uniform. Non-uniform means simply you can say object is traveling different you can say distances in equal time interval, while the uniform motion is object moving along a straight line keeps changing its position in equal amount in equal time interval. So this is something that is known as what? That is known as uniform motion. So there are two clear you can say divisions. One is non-uniform, another is uniform. So you just remember these two simple points. Then, as in the starting of this video, I mentioned that time is something that cannot be controlled by human beings, but we can measure the time. So again, here are few devices. Number one, sundials, which I also explained you during the starting of this video. Another is your this water clock, ancient time people used. Sand clock. Fine. Nowadays we are using very sophisticated electronic devices to measure the time. So these are some instruments with the help of which the human beings started measuring the time from the ancient time. Okay. So if in your question in your exam the question is asked like this, mention few examples of measurement of the time, devices used for the measurement of the time, you can mention these devices. Then what is important over here, watches used nowadays So these watches make use of periodic motion. Fine. And one of the most well-known periodic motion is that of a simple pendulum. Simple pendulum is a device, and this is a clock in which this periodic motion is used. This is again a clock that you can notice in you can say in old big Havelis or like that. It was a rotating pendulum like this, to and fro, to and fro. Then what is a simple pendulum? So here with the help of one beautiful, you can say live diagram, a simple pendulum, a small metallic ball, this one ball. This is known as the bob, suspended from a rigid stand. This is the stand. Okay, this is the stand. This is stand. And a thread. This one is the thread. Okay, with the help of which the ball is hanging. So this type of arrangement is known as what? Is known as simple pendulum. So this is the basic principle you can say used in the clocks for the measurement of the time. So this is simple pendulum. Fine. How exactly it's moving? Here I mentioned after taking it slightly to one side, it begins to move to and fro. This is important. To and fro. Here, then here. Again here, then here. This is the motion of the simple pendulum. So to and fro motion of a simple pendulum is an example of oscillatory or periodic motion. So this is you can say a very beautiful example of simple pendulum, and this is the basic principle of the functioning of the clocks. Now you should remember that unit of time and speed, basic unit of time is second, and second is mentioned by S or by SEC, second. And basic unit of speed is meter per second. Fine, meter per second. Speedometer, I'm sure you must have noticed in cars and bikes. So it measures the speed in kilometer per hour. And how you can convert kilometer per hour in meter per second, that we will discuss in another videos, next videos with the help of some questions. So that will give you much better understanding. Odometer is a device to measure the distance covered by the vehicle. How much distance vehicle already covered. So once after finishing the video, you can go out from your room and you can take the look of a bike or car, and there you can easily notice a speedometer and odometer. Then comes data representation. Fine. So how exactly you can represent a data on a graph so that easily without any calculation, just by taking the look of the graph, you can interpret many you can say answers. Fine. So data can be represented in pictorial form by three ways. At your level, bar graph, pie chart or pie graph, line graph. So for example, just take a look over here. Say for example, there are 20 students in a class. Fine, maybe 20-30 students. And this x-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. X-axis is representing the color, and there are 4-5 colors: red, blue, green, black, pink, and these are the number of students. So maximum number of students liking red color. Just without any calculation, just by taking the look of your this diagram, you can easily find out. Now if someone asks you which color is least liked by the student, very easily you can say pink color. Then you can say someone asked you a question, how many students like green color. So from here you can say it's around roughly 10 students. So the most beautiful aspect of this thing is that you can easily find out the answer of a question without any calculation. This is the beauty of the graph. So these are some important graphs. We will discuss these graphs in next class onwards. Till then, keep revising. Have a nice time for this particular video and keep visiting this channel.